So the next day, um, yeah, afternoon the next day, you get your way to over to Baldur's Gate, and you make your way to the marketplace known as the Wide.
Making my way downtown, walking fast.
hmm Um, the marketplace is known as the Wide. It's located in the Upper City, home to the Patriars, the wealthiest citizens of Baldur's Gate. Visitors to this district find so you see streets illuminated by magical lights and unique and luxurious boutiques and expensive restaurants. Elegantly dressed residents treat poor people with disdain. So you probably see some like rich person just like laughing at some poor person on the ground, just like a very generic like thing as we pan by. Emperor City is truly a place of exclusive decadence, with nightly curfews where the people who don't live there must leave by a certain time at each night unless they have a special token. Almost anything can be found in the Wide. Vendors can operate here without official licenses and taxations as long as their wares are legal. Even so, the Wide is not immune to corruption, and hefty bribes and reputations determined where each vendor is situated in the marketplace.
Um, is there anyone nearby who seems like they would be, like a town crier or patron, someone who I can get like directions from?
There's like an entire like enormous crowd of people and like stalls. And they're all like makeshift, like set up like tents. Some of them are larger, some of them are smaller. Some of them are really like fancy and like big like silk coverings.
What I want to go to whatever stall has the biggest meat displays out.
Okay.
I just hightail it right over there.
So you find after looking for a minute, you don't see anything with any meats, but you do see you do run across a place with it has a sign above it called Autumn's Breads. It's a street bakery with fresh pastries, breads, and cakes for 1 silver each.
Ooh.
Um,
All right. I think I'm gonna go up there. What is that? What is that smell? I've never smelled anything like this before. It smells delicious. My tail's like wagging low key.
I'm gonna put that gift back over you. Yeah. So y'all heading over there, or what's happening?
I think Koth breaks away from the party, or Suki breaks away from the party, like lured by the smell of pastries. I'm staying on mission looking for the book. So like, if there's like a book stand around this area, like I want to go to it. If not, like, I'm going to go to any like market dude and ask him if like where I can find a book stand.
Sure. Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Merp.
After asking a couple of people initially, you don't manage to find anybody who knows anything about a dune. Not sure what that's
Uh,
about. Or like a
but
book place.
But is there any other book stands nearby? Like maybe not specifically the Dune one, but
Sure.
other. Um,
Yeah, I think
cool.
like you find some book stands that you're looking for, but ultimately like after asking them, like they don't really know what the heck you're talking about. They're not familiar with that place.
Um, New line of inquiry. So, like, do they know where I could get particularly interesting and perhaps rare, and I almost insinuate like illegal kind of like magic books of sort.
And I chime in and say, and cheap.
Yeah,
And
so what happens is whenever you do that, like most of them are like, no, we don't know anything about that kind of stuff. But then like a couple of them are like, oh, yeah, okay. And then they like want to take you into like the back curtain, and then they try to sell you their own shit.
Okay. And it's clear that none of these would be kind of like what I'm looking for.
No, I think with
Um,
that role, what you get is you get a bunch of people who are like not willing to send you to somewhere where you might like buy somebody else's wares.
got it. Okay.
Can I try my ordeal at the pastry shop?
Sure.
All right.
You want to buy some pastries?
Yes, I would love to buy some pastries.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like this before. How do you go about making something so good smelling?
Oh well, you know when you're. So it's run by a rather large, like broad, um, Eladrin, with like golden. Eladrin is a like naturey kind of elf. Not that elves aren't
Hmm.
normally naturey, but he's got like reds and golds, like leaves for hair. Big guy, big bushy beard. His beard is also um, like twigs and like pine needles and stuff that's growing out to like a pretty like bushy beard. He says, "Well, you just gotta take your time, do it right, and I just like to share these things with with people. I gotta make a living, but yeah, I could charge a pretty penny for these things. But these sweet rolls over here, for example, these are fantastic. You have any idea how much money I could get for these in
You
Waterdeep?"
must be doing this, wherever the hell we are, village, community, whatever, a great service.
Oh well, I like to think so. Affordable foods,
How
nice
long have
treats.
you, how long have you been in business here?
Oh,
You must be very talented at doing your craft, so you must have worked quite some time on it.
oh, not long. I've only stayed here briefly. He like looks up like he's thinking. He's like maybe 50, 60 years or so. Not long.
What? Um, all right, so first I give him like my order. I probably
Mhm.
spend like maybe a gold or 2 gold on sweets.
Okay, so you get like an
That's
armful
a
of
shit ton.
sweets.
Yes. Yes. So, but then that transaction goes through. After that, say you wouldn't happen to know anything about strange book stands here, would you? I kind of tell him what we heard.
Give me a persuasion check.
Up, 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 come on, come on.
Yeah. Says well. As he's like counting your coins, he's like, well, there's a lot of strange book stands. You have anything more specific? Love to help you.
Yeah, so allegedly these strange books, if we could even call them that, they went by the names Fallen Tethmir. I believe the other one was it Night Hunger? Ah, no, the Dark Hunger.
Sorry, was somebody else was gonna say something?
I thought it was by myself.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's on it.
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, he just looks at you, kind of confused. He says, "No, I'm not familiar with those books, but if you, there are some oddities. The strangest one that I've seen, it's been going for a little while now. There's a Amber Dune. Yeah, I think I saw a place called Amberdoon Books. It was over on the far end. Saw it heading home one day. It's over on the far end. You might check them out. Some weird fellows in there.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out. Thank you very much for your help today, and I look forward to devouring all the sweets.
He's just like playing with the coin. He's like, "Oh yeah, no problem. Honestly, I do it for the fun. Appreciate you."
Alright, I think I try to like sniff out Muffin and Elegante to find them again. I don't know how else I would find them.
Give me a sniff roll.
Give me a perception roll.
Perception roll.
Okay, sure. Fuck it. All right, you get a 21. Yeah, just track him down. I like. Oh no, that's the other shifter. Okay, yeah. One of the other shifters actually gets like advantage for like perception checks with like scent because you get like. Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, I think
Um,
I kinda
Oh, do you
do.
have that? No, that just lets you like not get lost. Like you have a really good
Okay.
memory for.
Okay, so like if I wanted to, I
Right,
could
that's
very
it.
easily go back to that pastry shop.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. If you wanted to like wander through here and like note like, oh hey, there's a shop for this, there's a shop for that, you could very easily find your way like through this place. The other two would
Okay,
more than likely get lost.
gotcha. Sorry, what was the name of this village again, or the place we're in again?
The wide.
The wide, yeah.
Cool.
Me and Elegant or Drum Dum are like in front of a bookstore after another failed adventure. I'm shouting of saying, "Of course, I didn't buy the hidden rune magic of the Skullbolds. Like it's a fake book, obviously. There's no rhyme or it was in their back section for a reason. Like, and I'm just shouting about like why I didn't buy this book from this con artist."
I'm just looking on. I hand Drum Dum a pastry or two. Try this; they're delicious.
And I jump like scared away from cost because I've been spending like 90% of my attention trying to make sure that I don't get like mugged or robbed or pickpocketed because I'm
Yeah.
carrying like 400 gold on my person.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Okay. So
Then maybe after that scene takes place, I just reiterate what the pastry man told me to everybody.
yeah.
Amber Dune? That sounds like the dune that was mentioned to us by the Dune Man.
One of the many charlatans, I'm sure, but perhaps one of them were telling us the truth earlier.
You can always trust a man with a culinary background.
Like, well,
I have a culinary background. We make beer.
That's why I trust you, little one.
I motion to you, Suki, and I ask, well, like, do you happen to know where to find the Amber Dune? Seems like you have a good sense of direction.
Yeah. He said it was over towards the far side of the town.
Yeah, he gave you
Great.
more particular directions, but
But sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say lead the way, Suki. We'll follow you as long as you give me one of those pastries.
I hand him 2 of those pastries.
Hell yeah.
I have like a giant sack full of them at this point.
I munch on them.
Nice.
Those are good pastries.
Right?
We'll have to go back there.
Alright, don't worry, I'll find our way back.
Remind us to stop there before we leave the wide.
yeah. So you make your way, making your way downtown, and you
Sipping this yak?
Yeah, right. Now you're making your way over there, and eventually you find the place that he's talking about. It's it's located in an out of the way corner, but it seems like it's pretty on the up and up. Yeah. Glancing around, you can see that it has some legitimate but commonplace titles books for 25 gold each, and then it has like further back up on some shelves, but still where you can see the covers. It has copies of some more expensive books for 20 or 250 gold each.
I go to the shopkeeper and I'm like, all these books are nice, but I was wondering if you had a copy of Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, and I look at him kind of very pointedly, on saying that.
Yeah, so the stand is the stand's occupied by two jackal wares. They're basically like humanoid-looking jackals. Um, so they're two jackal wares. They one of them, like the one that you're talking to, says, "Hmm, um, I'm not sure. Let me take a look. I know we had one of those. I think we sold it not too long ago. Give me just a second." And he starts like looking through like I think they have like a couple of like bookshelves set up in the back, and he just starts like browsing through them. The other one, there's like one or two other people just kind of like standing around, like looking at the bookshelves, trying to like decide if they want something. Um, and so the other guy comes up to you and he's like, "Okay, well, yeah. So you're looking for a particular book, huh? Familiar with that one? I don't know if we have another copy of it, but familiar with that one. As you can see," and he like gestures to himself. It's somewhat pertains to our people. So anything you want to know? I mean, where was
I
it?
I look at him and I kind of say I was particularly interested on the properties of magic that it discussed, the theory and the mechanics behind it. However, if you don't have a copy of Mazfroth's, I would love to inspect anything of equal rarity and value, something I could perhaps give to the Candlekeep tower for when I go back there to do some more investigations. Or research,
Yeah.
rather. Research.
Um. Yeah. So when you mentioned like Candlekeep, and then you mentioned that book in particular, um, you can see him start. Give me an insight roll. Let's see if you do notice.
Good at that.
Hey.
Before I'm
Okay.
bad at it.
Yeah, you're bad at it.
God damn.
It's not that you're bad at it. It's just that it wasn't great this time. Yeah. So the guy's like, what's he gonna do in this situation? So the guy's gonna be like, no, I can't say we do have a copy of that. Uh, and he shouts over, Rama, hey, do we have a copy of that? I think we sold it, right? I think it's a few months back, right? Long time ago. Haven't had that one in for a long time. And so well, yeah, and Bar, yeah, I think you're right. I don't think we've had one of those and for nope, nope.
Well, as I mentioned, I'd be happy to take another one of equal rarity, perhaps on the theory of teleportation magic in particular. But I'll take anything that discusses magical theory of the same rarity and value. I point to Drum Dum and I kind of like shake him a little bit. And you hear like the coins in his pocket. As you can hear, we come very well prepared to pay a competitive price.
I also hold out two pastries.
Um, Says, well, I got something pretty close here, and he holds up a book. He holds up a um, like a broad brown tome and on the cover of it is a big picture of Mordenkainen. So I got a tome here on yeah, this one's a good one. The Joy of Extra Dimensional Spaces. You read this one? It's a great time.
Oh, that does seem like an interesting read. I ponder, and then I'm like, can I see it? I would like to perform a identification ritual to make sure that this is of authentic variation. I hope you don't mind.
So I certainly do mind, and he like puts it back up on the shelf. I certainly do mind. What do you think we're? What kind of act do you think we're running here?
It would be a simple verification. Any merchant worth their muster would be able to verify the contents of their magical materials, unless you're telling me that you are selling illegal wares here?
I don't think this is really a route you want to go down, buddy. If you really want to start a kerfuffle here, we'll call the guard. We can just get you taken
I
right
would
out of
love
here
to
right
talk
now.
to the guards. In fact, I think they would be very interested to identify these same magical wares that you are trying to sell me uh, within the confines of the city. In fact, Suki, could you please go retrieve the guard? Unless you would like to unless you would like to settle this between just you and I.
I start growling at them.
Yeah. So right when you do that, a tall and imposing figure, a like shadow, like looms over you from behind, and when you turn around, it's a like very tall, um, very like thin with a like kind of longer pointed nose. Um, Appears to be human. You can tell with like a little bit of detail that like the ears are a little off. The fingers are like a little too long. Like she's obviously another jackalware in like their human form. Um, so she stands over you with her glasses, um, and just perfectly calm. She says, "I'm the owner of this particular stand. Why, may I ask, are you harassing my employees?"
Harassing your employees. I simply wanted to cast a simple identification spell on the wares that you were sending to validate their authenticity. However, your employee failed to provide any credible validation of these claims and refused to allow me to do my own investigation. As I said, I'd be happy to resolve this between just you and I, should I be able to examine the book. Otherwise, I'd be happy to get the guards involved to be sure that this is a reputable operation.
Now, I'm sure you can understand why being accused out of the blue by some random, though valued customer off of the
Random.
street would certainly spark a bit of defensiveness from my employees. They work hard here and they do an honest job.
An honest job selling illegal wares.
What evidence do you have of this?
The fact that you would not even allow me to view the book with any credible mind. I simply want to just investigate what is going on around the book, considering there have been some questionable dealings around this. And we've been tasked to investigate this in particular. So you can either cooperate with our investigation, or we can escalate this further.
And how do I know that this isn't all part of some scam where we hand you this book to investigate and then you simply run off with it?
I butt in. I swear on the honor of, God, what the fuck is my clan? As a member of the Longtooth clan, that we shan't do such dishonorable things. When our people say we will do something, we take that honorably. To insinuate otherwise would be dishonor to us. I'm sure you must be familiar with that code of honor as well.
I am most certainly not.
Then in alternate case,
Give me an insight check, kind of get a read on her.
Me or
Who?
Muffin?
Muffin, since you're primarily.
The one grilling her over here. Okay, let's see. Insight.
Yeah, you're giving away a lot of information over here, Muffin.
Yeah. No.
That's all right.
Okay.
I'm closing in. They want to assault
You
us.
are-
They bring the wrath of Baldur's Gate upon them.
Yeah, you're ready to throw down over this book.
This book almost killed my friend. They're dealing with illegal magic here. I'm lawful good, so like this is.
Yeah, I'm neutral, so I'm just kind of like, why?
And I'm an esteemed professor of magic, so handing
True.
out all this
So-
dangerous magic is.
Yeah. So you can't really tell. It seems like you can't really read anything off the surface. She's just like straight faced. She's got a steely demeanor. She's not really giving you anything. But yeah. So she says, "Look, if you'd like to make an accusation, you are more than welcome to go speak to the guard." And just at that time, one of the guards happens to be like walking by a little ways off, and she like waves him over.
I'm like, perfect timing. Guard. I would like to report a incident here. I point to the wares of this stall and I explain like everything. Like I tell him every truth about it. Like we were at Candlekeep. We like the book was attacked. They verified that they sold that book not too long ago. I say that it almost killed my friend, that we've been deputized by Candlekeep to investigate this further, and I claim that I found a lead, yet they refuse to cooperate in verifying their innocence, which leads me to suspect that they're guilty with the evidence that we have here. And I just basically give him a full report of everything that happened.
Yeah. So he like lets you talk, and the tall lady just goes into the thing and starts like doing stuff with some books. And he just like lets you talk for a minute, and he's like, "Okay, um, here's the thing. Do you have evidence of any kind of crime what's been committed on these grounds today?"
I do, in fact. A illegal item that they sold almost killed my friend here. And I point over to Suki, who like had her life drained.
Yeah.
And I also come here on behalf of Candlekeep. So with their
Okay, do you
authority,
have some kind of writ or sigil or something to that effect?
would we have
Oh,
gotten one
absolutely
from?
not.
Um,
No,
I-
they wanted you
I-
to keep this quiet.
I kind of like, as I hear him ask about a writ or something, and I like kind of like quietly work a bag of gold into his hand. I was like, we certainly do have a writ from Candlekeep.
Give me a persuasion check.
Uh-oh. This is gonna be bad.
Raggy.
Look, if you want to bribe a rando, that's one thing. Bribing a guard, I'm gonna make you roll on something here.
please.
I'm not very charismatic.
Okay, here's the thing about the flaming fist, though. Yeah. So.
Wait, I think he rolled charisma, not persuasion.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My bad. I just wanted you to see how bad my charisma is.
I mean, if same roll, it's the same.
Woo, yeah.
All right. So you hold out your hand with like this like bag of gold in it, and
Oh, we're going to jail.
yeah, no, he just immediately like. So you see the shot with the hand of gold and like blurry background, right? It's just like a tight shot in the hand of gold, and then you just see like cuffs come up on it. He's like, yeah, look, I don't know what you've heard about the Flaming Fist around these parts, but I'm one of the good ones, okay? I don't take bribes, but I will take you in. and he starts like dragging you off.
All right, I instinctively pull away, I guess. So
Could
strength check of some sort.
Can I
Go-
just hop over the stand at this point and like try to run into their back room to find proof at this point while this whole kerfluffle's going on?
You can try.
Head off to the sideline.
Oh, we're
Are you
going
doing it
all the way
stealthily?
off the rails.
I
are.
mean, Elegante's about to be arrested. I can't think of anything better to do at this point, unless Muffet's got a better idea.
I mean, okay. Before anyone does anything too hasty, as you try to like as he's like dragging Elegante away, I continue to try to convince him that we've been deputized and that my compatriot is just eccentric and he didn't mean the offense. But I continue to appeal from a place of logic and reason, and I say, if you would just investigate my claim that this place is of the suspicion, then I'm happy to drop the case if he's willing to just investigate on our behalf. If he will not allow me to investigate the book.
Yeah, so he says, look, I don't know what the heck you're talking about, and to be honest, I don't really care at this point. This one's coming with me for attempting to provide an insultingly small bribe to an officer of the Flaming Fist, and you're gonna be spending the night in jail here, bud. And to
I
be
hear
honest,
that.
it's just a night in jail. Like, it's not really that big of a deal.
I hear that,
You'd
and
think we'd
I'm
have stricter laws. But
insulted both that he said that my offering was insulting, and that he thinks that I'm going to spend a night in jail. And I pull out my largest bag of gold, and I try to knock him out with it.
He tried to insult an officer.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Can I just go through with my hopping over the stall at this point?
Yeah.
So here's what happens as you hop over. You throw the gold at him. It hits him in the head. He goes, oh, and then he pulls out a club and just cracks you upside the head and knocks you out.
I don't even get to roll or anything?
Nope.
Fuck.
He just knocks you the fuck out.
All right,
He
I'm
says,
out.
Resisting arrest. Crack.
So
Okay.
they,
Deserved.
I
How
guess
much damage do I take?
all of it until you're unconscious.
Yeah, you're just.
I guess
you're
I'm
at
unconscious,
zero. Yeah.
Non-lethal damage.
Yeah, you're at 0, but you're not making death saves. That's.
Okay.
He's done this once or twice. Look, you ever had to break up a bar brawl with a drunken troll? You learn how to swing a billy club, you know?
So
True.
as he's dragging Drum Dum away, I'm gonna whisper to Suki and say, "I'll you try to sneak in there. I'll distract the shopkeepers as best as I can." And then so as Suki is like starting to sneak into the shop, I'm guessing like I'm just going to cause a scene in the middle of the shop. Like I'm like visibly upset, and now I'm like yelling at the werejackal of like, how dare you deceive my friend, get him arrested no less. And I'm like just throwing a huge Karen fit. I'm on a whole like teacher lecture tirade going into the dangers of wild magic untamed, the same lecture I gave the other people, screaming it at the top of my lungs as I hope Koss tries to investigate this shop. So Koss, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's like a bunch of people, like, there's a lot of people around, but a lot of them have stopped now and are just like staring.
So at that point earlier, since there's a lot going on,
Yeah.
did they actually like bring the book out front, or is like they
No.
never went into the back to get it? Okay, so I'm gonna probably have to go.
It's like there's a bookshelf in the back, like several feet back from like like a desk. Like, have you ever been to like a carnival stall where it's
Yeah.
like you got like the table across the front and then there's like 10 feet of tent behind there?
Yeah.
There's some like table or some like bookshelves in the back where they have the stuff.
Okay.
So like you can see the books on the shelves in the back. If you squint, you can probably read what's on the like covers.
Okay. Shit, I guess at that point I just grab a handful of the books.
Sneak over and grab them. Snatch
Yeah.
and go.
Yeah. I guess whatever ones probably look the fanciest would catch my eye. Like, if any of the books are really shiny, I feel
Should
like
we
I
go
would
to
go for
like the
those.
rare ones on the back?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, I think what happens is, um, the tall like boss lady, like the owner, um, like as you get to the thing, she shifts into her like hybrid form. So like she's like the anthropomorphic like jackal thing,
Hmm.
and she like puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "I highly recommend you not touch those. If you'd like to have a conversation about this, think you've done enough damage to our reputation today. If you'd like to come back in the evening, or perhaps tomorrow when your friends get out of jail, then maybe we could have a conversation about this."
Over here, conversations exactly what I've been trying to have.
Dude, stop. Dude, actually stop screaming. Like, Jesus Christ.
Lol.
Yeah. It said, very well, as long as we shall actually converse about this. I'll just walk back towards the front of the stall, hop back over it again, just grab, Jorah, and just whisper to him, it's like, let's just come back later.
Yeah, she throws one of the cheaper, like the 25, like whatever books, at Jorah, just to get him to shut up. She just like chucks it at you, and then like shoos you out of the tent.
I take the book under protest, but like still like, and I'm just taking this to come back later. And then I like storm out like
Yeah.
angrily, fake angry.
But before I leave, though, I leave like 5 pastries on the stall. You should try these; they're very good. Then I walk off.
How
She
generous.
just like stays in the background, just like looking at you like, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, she does some like crowd work. There's like a bunch of people staring, so she's like, just sorts of goes talking to people and just like, you can see her like chatting people up in like the background as you guys walk away. So, what's the plan?
I guess
I
we'll
think Jorah
wait.
and I just go to tavern for a bit and kill some time.
Yeah, go to the inn, discuss, relax, wait for Dum to. If we can bail him out, like bail him out. But like,
But if we just have to wait a day, I guess we'll just
we'll
a day.
wait the day, go to the inn.
Yeah, so Dum, you wake up a couple hours later, and like we get a shot of you just like all right, you tell me. We get a shot of you doing something in jail. What is that shot?
I'm like muttering to myself angrily in between like helpless sobs, just quietly like on whatever cot that they put me on.
Yeah.
And I'm like basically like muttering about how everything's unfair and like how I had ready money and I would have just bought the book and no one would listen, and I just wanted to show the guards some respect, and like I'm just like whimpering to myself and then intermittently just getting like uncontrollably furious and just like pounding on the bed that I'm sitting on.
Yeah, and then like in the morning, one of the guards comes by, and is like, "Oh, by all the gods, you're making so much. You know what? I don't even care why you're here. Get the hell out." And he just like opens the door and like lets you out. She's like, "Get the hell out. They don't pay me enough for this shit."
Okay. I like try to thank him profusely, even though he's like shooing me away. And did they like take my stuff when they put me in jail, or do I like still have stuff on my person?
I think mysteriously most of your gold is gone. But
yeah, I expected that.
yeah, all the rest of your stuff is there, but like, oh, a couple of those coin purses are missing.
Okay, so I'm probably missing like 100 gold,
Probably
maybe more. I don't.
yeah, probably like almost all of it. Like you
Oh,
get like
okay,
little like 2 coin purses left. You probably have like maybe 50.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was gonna search myself and realize how much I've lost, and then like realize that I don't actually have enough to just like tip him, even though he mentioned that he doesn't get paid enough.
Yeah, so he's like, just get your shit and get out of here, damn it.
Yep. And then I just kind of like stutter, and I'm like, I'll get out. I'll get out.
How does any creature on this planet talk like that? What is that? You know what? I don't care. Go. And
All right, I
like
leave.
just slams the door to the jail behind you.
And I kind of just like blankly wander the streets, like aimlessly, having no idea where I should even be looking for my friends, or like no idea what my purpose in the city actually even was in the first place.
Right.
We would be outside the jail waiting for you. We wait for our friends.
Oh, okay. Well,
This
I don't
house,
notice
wait
you.
for our friends.
I'm in my own world, and I sort of just like take off down an alleyway.
Sad dwarf noises. Alright, so y'all meet back up.
I think I'd probably lead us back to that stand.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, the stand with the books or the stand with the pastries?
First, we get breakfast.
All
Yeah,
right.
we gotta get breakfast first.
Okay,
Then we'll
so
go get
breakfast
books.
at the pastry
Get
shop
some
at
breakfast.
Autumn's Breads.
All right. I start feeling better after I've got some food in me, and I start pouting.
Season
I
the
told you your
butter.
pastries were this popular. My friends love them.
Oh, it's so nice to have returning business, you know. I do appreciate it. It's always glad to like make a friend and see him come back the next day. It's so great. As long as you're in town, come by every morning.
Don't you worry, you don't have to tell us twice. We have a little bit of business to take care of, but we thank you again for continuing to do this service for the town.
Yeah, and he points you to a place called Heath's Hot Drinks, which is like a little ways down. It's got some like mulled wine, hot cider, and like some tea and stuff. Um, yeah. He's just like, yeah, if you want something to drink, there's a great place down there. Love that place.
We'll have to check it out later tonight.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, so you're heading back to the stall, Amber,
Yep.
whatever, Amber Dune? Whatever the
Yes.
name of this place is.
Amber Dune.
Yeah. Okay, so you get there, and it is two different people this time. You see they are notably in, like, they're like humans, right? One is a middle-aged woman, and the other one is a like younger girl, probably like early 20s, with wide eyes and long braids. She's got like probably like the who's that, Pippi Longstocking? That's got like the two like braids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of deal. And they're just like tending to the stand.
Same. Before we like walk in, I kind of like huddle with my compatriots, and I'm like, okay, so what's our game plan going in this time around?
I think we need to ask directly for the owner again, as she was the one who said we should come back later.
I don't trust her very much, so I don't think we can take very much of what she says with value. However, it seems that you've built a good rapport with her, so perhaps you should request a private meeting with her in the back while we try to get one of these books to understand their value it wears.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
So like as that happens, I'm like, you should probably go in without us first and request a meeting with her, and then we'll go in and kind of talk to the rest of the people.
All right, so I'm gonna approach the stand again. Hello there. Listen, yesterday I set up a meeting with the owner of this place, and I was wondering if I could have a private conversation with her. I'd truly like to apologize for some of the behavior that happened yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, no. We heard about that. Uh, the the older the older person says. Yeah, we heard about that. Corvala told us whenever you come in to have you just wait here for her, and she wanted to have a little bit of a longer conversation with you once things calm down a little bit. You can understand given the and she like looks nervously at like the young girl. She's just like, given the accusations made, look, you should just talk to her when she gets here, okay?
Actually, that sounds good to me. Will she
Yeah.
be long?
No. She comes in every couple hours just to check on the stand and make sure everything's good. Yeah.
No, she's not long. She's tall.
Are we talking
yeah?
Lady Dimitrescu tall?
She's 9 feet
she's
tall.
not that tall. Nah, she's probably like 6 foot, 6'2", something like that. She's like reasonably human tall, but like on the tall end.
She's on the tall end of tall.
Yeah, but like human tall, not like fantasy tall, where there's things that are like, I'm 40 stories tall.
Okay, I guess
Godzilla.
I'll just make like small talk with
Godzilla,
them
she steps on you, you're dead.
while I wait for them.
Yeah. Yeah, so like after like an hour or so, she comes in to like check on the stand, sees that you're there, and she's good. I'm glad you've come back. I honestly would prefer that you didn't, but if you're going to pursue this, then I'd rather we have a calm and composed discussion.
I agree.
Now, if you'd like, I would not like to have this conversation in the middle of my business. We have a home that we stay in nearby in Blackgate. Blackgate's a like neighborhood in the city, in like the outer city. That's like not too far away.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
While we walk
So
over, I
it's
ask if she enjoyed the pastries.
Oh, sorry, I didn't like them. Or I didn't try them. I don't particularly care for sweets.
Huh, that's fair.
And yeah, she's like not giving you much. Um, yeah. So she like walks over and like, are you guys just like hanging out nearby or like what? So where are your two companions from earlier?
If they're
Ah.
walking away, I think we would join him. But if they're like walking not too far away, then we'd be like
See,
back.
I'd imagine it like you guys had me go by myself. Like you're kind of tailing us a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, that's kind of what I thought. We're
Yeah.
sort of tailing him.
Okay, yeah, we're like in shadow distance, tailing you.
They had other matters to attend to today, but I assure you they won't be any trouble. Our little friend seemed to have learned his lesson. He was quite upset when we picked him up this morning.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it's only an evening, but not particularly enjoyable to be thrown in jail for the night. I'm glad that loud one's not here. Particularly irritating. You seem to be much more level-headed than the other two.
I
That's
was
good.
not raised. I wasn't raised around here. I tell her the backstory of my people, the Wolf People clan. Oh my God, what are we called? Longtooth.
Yeah. So yeah, as you guys are walking, you like tell her about your clan, and she basically she just like listens. She doesn't really like again. She doesn't really give you anything, right?
Hmm.
But she like listens to your whole story. The part of town that you're going to is like in the like poorer side of town. It's a bit run down. There's a lot of like ramshackled huts and flimsy tents, in stark contrast to the like very nice city that you've been in for like the past like, day and a half, right?
Hmm.
Um, so it's like it's pretty run down, and yeah. Where's the? Oh, that's where I put that thing. White on white. Am I right? Hard to see these stupid hideouts. Okay, so it's she brings you to a dilapidated hovel with wooden walls. It's located on a narrow street tucked away in a corner of the Blackgate district.
All right.
So I think it's fairly early in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So Everest, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. So, she walks you in, like, or she like goes and like opens the door to like let you in. Do you enter by yourself, or like your two friends are following? Like, how do
Hmm.
you handle that?
I think I'd go in by myself,
Okay.
and I would just have to trust that they're not too far behind.
Uh, yeah. All right. So now I need to go to this
And
and
the drum dumb as we get closer, and I'm just like, I really hope he howls if he's in trouble.
Eleganza, you got a long rest, so you can
Oh,
reset your
okay.
HP.
Danke.
Not sure, not the- so,
Cool.
Oh, I'm lagging. Oh, I'm lagging.
Yeah. The
yeah, the
stream
stream's
has.
frozen. Oh,
Okay.
it's back.
I think we're back.
Okay. Let me adjust some stuff. And GM layer. And okay. And okay. Okay. So we got cool. So for chat, now that I have that set up, I need to move the players over to the correct map, which is right here. Okay. And players, I don't think. Okay, cost, can you see what's going on?
I cannot. All I see is this house and lady.
Yeah, you can see in the room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
I just see what I'm assuming is like the doors and windows, the one door and the two windows, three doors. Can't really tell what that is.
It's three doors, yeah. And then Corvala, who looks like that. There we go. That's what that command is. It's Shift Z. There we go. That's what she looks like.
Sounds about right for Jack Lady.
Jackal lady. Okay, so pull that back up. Pull this back up. All right, bearing with me here. Okay, so yeah, so she's gonna bring you in. She brings you inside, right?
Hmm.
Um, and then she said, "Oh, okay. Well, if you'd like, if you could, please come into my study, and we can discuss this a little bit
All
more
right.
comfortably."
So
So she takes
lead
you
the way.
through to A1, and you see what is in 3. Okay, so sorry. The first room is a common room that you walk into. It's 7 mismatched chairs are scattered around this homely common room. A couple
All
of
right.
mugs and plates sit on a small circular table in the center of the space. A tattered and faded rug decorates the wooden floor. It just walks you through here. And this is more like a wide corridor than an actual room. This long, crowded space is occupied by 6 narrow cots. One of those cots has somebody asleep on it, and what's her name? Corvala motions to the person that's asleep, and like makes a sign like shh, like keep your voice
I
down.
nod and just quietly tiptoe my way, following her.
Yeah. And then she leads you over here to, sorry, for perspective, this door.
I don't think the stream can see the map.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Blah, 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 blah. So she
There
leads
we
you
go.
into this room over here. And this is her office. Large wooden desk takes up most of the room. At the top of the desk, a quill and a bottle of ink sits next to a leather-bound journal. A pair of decorative swords hangs on the wall behind the desk. There's a single bed tucked against the western wall.
I comment on the craftsmanship of those swords.
Oh, thank you. They're actually a family heirloom. And she goes off and tells you this like long-winded story of like, yes, my people have had to fight for their freedom for some time, and basically she gives you this background that like the jackalwares are typically like servants of lamias, and lamias, pretty much everybody would know, is
Thick
they're
girls.
no, they're the other kind. They're the what are they? They have like humanoid heads on lion bodies, and they're known for like being slavers. So like bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
I'd probably relate to that, as my people probably had similar issues. I don't know if they would have been from Lamia's, but
Yeah, I mean, I
our
think
people were also
actually,
oppressed.
actually, as you like explain that, she actually like listens, and like if you're listening to her story, she's gonna listen to yours, and yeah, you guys actually do have like a fair amount in common when it comes to that. So basically, she tells you um, what happens is uh, their clan used to be under a Lamia named I don't have that pulled up on the right place. They used to work for this Lamia named Nadalia. Now Nadalia, unlike most of the Lamias, wasn't particularly interested in slavery. She was only particularly interested in acquiring rare and magic books. Um, she taught Corvala this ritual. She taught Corvala this ritual that basically lets her create these like copies of these books as a way to like make money. Um, the reason they need money is because despite the fact that shit, sorry, there's too many proper nouns in this damn module. Despite the fact that the Lamia is not Nadalia, Nadalia wasn't necessarily evil, which is like a really like rare thing. She was actually, while traveling, she was actually attacked and killed by a group of adventurers. So the clan, the Emberdune Pack, has been trying to earn enough money to get together the gold to buy a 1,000 gold diamond to resurrect Nadalia.
Hmm.
So
All right.
yeah. So what are you gonna do with that?
So I guess I would probably bring up the name of the 3 books that we had encountered. Probably I tell her what had actually happened to us from the beginning. Like, we went into the Candlekeep library, we donated our books, we all looked into this one book, the Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. I was using it to learn how to better culturally integrate our clan into society better, as I think that could benefit both, especially our clan and every other person. And then I explained how the book attacked us and how it led us to here. And how we want to find out why copies of these books. Um, Hold on. Oh, shit, what was I going to say? Oh, I guess ask, like, have you sold any other copies of these books? Or,
Unfortunately, yes. I didn't realize that there was a problem with the ritual. Um, from what you've described, it seems that these sorry, these creatures do in fact need to feed on some sort of life for certain intervals to stay alive, the same way a regular living being would need to eat. So I see how that would be an issue. I instructed them to take the form, to potentially take the form if they needed to, of some other small creature or common beast, depending on the tome, to eat as they needed to without attracting too much attention. But I never intended any of these tomes to end up in Candlekeep. Were they in Candlekeep, there'd be no way for them to go about regularly and do this. Uh, this was entirely unintentional. The point of the ritual is that it would take years and years to make copies of any of these books, and with the details of the diagrams, I would have no way of knowing what was important and what is just a random stroke of the author's pen. It could be an accident, and it could be the difference between killing somebody in a ritual. This was certainly not intended.
I'd probably say, like, that's understandable. I don't think I can fault you for that. And as you said, it does sound like your leader, Nadalia, was fairly benevolent. Although, do you know more about where she came from or who she might have served? I'd be curious to learn who could have taught her this ritual in the first place.
I and like she makes like a kind of like funny face. And she says, "I am not able to divulge anything about the particular ritual itself, performance of the ritual, I should say. I am not willing to attempt to discuss more than that. That which you already know is apparently fine, but I am actually under the effects of a. And here we go, chat, because this is a Welsh word. How the fuck do you pronounce Gesh? Geas? I think it's actually pronounced Gesh.
Spell it?
Geas. But it's Welsh, so the letters don't matter. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Gel. It's pronounced Gesh.
Gesh.
Goose.
Under
No,
effect, under effects of a Gesh spell by Nadalia that prevents me from sharing knowledge of the actual ritual.
Hmm.
So I am regretful for the damage that these books may have caused.
Gish. Apparently, Gish.
Gish. Thank you. Google pronunciation thing.
Yeah.
Gish.
Gish. Gish.
Gish. Yeah.
I guess I could thank her then. Did she mention where she said her people came from? Because if not, I'd probably at least inquire about that.
Yeah. She doesn't give you any like proper nouns about their story, you know? Like she's not going to point you in any particular direction for some reason. You get the impression that she's probably still like a little paranoid. As she like talks about like their past and stuff, you can tell that she does get actually like the facade cracks a little. Like she seems like genuinely upset when she goes through like the hard times that they've been through trying to like get away, and then they finally found somebody that would like take care of them and teach them, because Lamias are actually like pretty fairly powerful beings. So having one of them on their side is like it's good, but at the same time, are they still slaves to the Lamia? And yeah, so like she goes back and forth on it a little bit, but Nadalia seems to, at least at a glance, being like, as far as Lamias go, pretty great, pretty okay.
Well, it seems like that's about all I'm gonna get.
Yeah, so I think we cut to the other two sitting outside. What are you guys doing?
I'm waiting for a sign of danger. Like if I hear kind of like things crashing or a howl or a scream, like that's when I'd like go in. But barring that, I'm putting my trust in Suki.
And I'm just letting Fuj lead the way.
Me? Me? I'm not leading the way. What do you think?
I mean, not Fuj. Sorry.
Muffin.
Muffin's character. I keep forgetting your character's name.
Jorah.
Jorah.
Yeah, so okay, so she tells you to she tells you, or she asks you to like quietly wait in the hall for just a 2nd. And she's like gonna give you something.
I comply.
Cool. So you exit the room and give me a perception check. Cool. So you hear something slide across the room, like very lightly, and then you hear a metal click, and then a slight creak of some hinges, and like the sound of like wood on wood, like a door closing.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple minutes later, you hear a light boom of like something getting set down, and then you hear another click, and then you hear another like sliding of something across the floor, and then she comes to the door, and like gestures for you to come back in.
All right.
Because like that person's still sleeping on the cot right there.
Yep.
Um,
I'll head right back in.
She says, "Look, there are certain stereotypes about our people, and we're just looking to make our way in this world and not be treated like the demon spawn that we technically are. Take these books," and she hands you copies of Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, The Dark Hunger, and Fallen Tethymir.
Nice. I'll thank her, and I tell her that I hope someday, once my people too can get integrated into society, that we can both of our clans will be valued members.
And yeah, she gives you a look for a second, and like it's hard to tell with a like sharp tooth grin. Let me just put this back up on chat so
Yeah,
we
she's
get this
creepy.
effect. Yeah, so like that face, she gives you like what might be a like friendly grin,
Mm-hmm.
and she says that would be nice. Give these books to Candlekeep, and hopefully this will make reparations for the damage that's been done. These are the originals.
All right, I'll thank her, and then I guess take my leave.
Yeah, she just like quietly walks you out.
Wow. That was
Wave
so...
goodbye, walk away, and I reconvene with my boys.
Upon Koss's arrival, I assume like she closes the door. She's not out here with
Yeah.
with
I would
Koss.
specifically like go out of my way to make sure like she's not looking.
Yeah.
That you guys
So
were here.
as he presents us the books, Koss, I cast detect magic on them all. I want to make sure that they are what they say they are.
And we'll just say I filled them in on our whole conversation.
I still don't trust that bitch.
Yeah. So, it is purposefully misleading. So let's see. Are they the real books? I don't know. Alright, so here is, this says, that would lead to that. Yep, okay. That would lead to that. It's really funny because the game just kind of assumes that you're gonna just like murder hobo your way through this whole place. And it's like, no, she's actually pretty reasonable if you're willing to hear her out. Yeah.
We approached her
Nice.
with a similar sob story.
So that could out to an all-out brawl.
Oh yeah, it looks like it
Oh
from the
yeah,
map
yeah,
for
you
sure.
fight the whole.
Oh, I haven't even looked at
whole
the
planet.
the top screen. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. It's kind of place. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Chunks. Blah blah blah. Chunks from DBC. Yeah. So yeah, okay. It says if you hear her out, yeah, she gives you the books if you're willing to just like let them be.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Losing the books is a great
Right.
setback to the Jackal Warriors, but they can't revive Nadalia if they're all dead.
That's a surprisingly heartening result from Koss. I thought he was just gonna get surrounded and killed.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I was waiting for the howl. I'm like, I'm gonna burn down this whole block.
I was ready to transform any second and howl, but I'm glad it all worked out.
I was willing to go scorched earth for you, Koss.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
Yeah, so okay, so it's actually a little inconsistent here, and like I think we're at the we can frame like a final scene here at the end, but I do want to take the moment to like go through this. So, I'm gonna read the exact text on here. It's for her office. Wait, no, okay. So development. If she's in the room and the characters are willing to hear her out, Corvala explains the Amberdune Pact's motives to them. She believes in her plan and doesn't feel the need to omit anything. Both her pain and her determination are evident in a steady voice and careful words. If the characters ask Corvala about monstrous books that wound up at the Candlekeep, she blah blah blah. Like I said, she's under a gash spell, which may or may not be true. She also like specifics about the Gingwat Zims, which that's a word. They're dumb. They misunderstood some stuff. Basically, it's an accident. Blah 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 blah. She never intended on them showing up in Candlekeep. As reparations, she's willing to surrender the original versions of the books so that the characters can deliver them to Candlekeep. She also keeps these books in the other room. But then the interesting thing in this final section, so it's resolving the mystery, right? It gives you 3 options. There's bloodbath, restitution, and negotiations. I'm assuming bloodbath is probably the way this goes most of the time that this module is played.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
murder hobo. Restitution. Even if the motives of the pack are revealed, the party might not excuse the Jackal Warriors for their actions. If the characters insist on bringing the real books to Candlekeep without offering a compromise, they put up a fight. Though they'll surrender if to surrender rather than fight to the death, right?
Yeah, because like I like honestly, had I been in the room, I still would have like and gotten the books. I still would have contested her since it's an unethical use of magic, and would have like still try to
Kill
get the
people,
authority.
yeah, like
Yeah, exactly. Where
That's
it'd
the
be
problem,
like
yeah.
this is a danger. Like in that final scene when we return everything back to Candlekeep, like I'm still reporting them, like regardless of any dealings cost may have made, since that's what like a lawful person would do.
yeah. And then it says in this last section, negotiations. The characters can reach a peaceful resolution with the pack through civil conversation. For example, the party could help the Jackal Warriors come up with another way to raise money, offer assistance with their goal to resurrect Nadala, or pay a fair price for the real books. She expects at least 250 gold for each book, but she'll settle for less if the characters are tough negotiators. If they can agree on a deal, Jackal Warriors let the characters take the real books back to Candlekeep. So, like, there's, in my experience at least, there's very, like, a minor percentage chance that a party is going to even together have 750 gold to buy these off of her.
Yeah.
Like, that's a absurd amount of gold for a level
For a level 2?
For a level 2 party. So I don't see how that's really like necessarily an option, and it's not gonna like it doesn't really give guidelines for will settle for less. Like I understand like some of these prompts are like, okay, it's up to the DM figure out like what seems reasonable, but like
Like I
if
mean,
you
it's one.
start the amount so like unreasonably high for the target like level you're writing the adventure for, then I mean, what's a reasonable amount? Like, what are y'all gonna have? Like 50, 60, maybe 100 gold total?
But that's the thing. Like we could have negotiated via extortion of just being like, well, how about this? You sell us all 3 books for 50 gold, or we take this to the guard, and you get nothing and lose everything.
The alternative is we murder hobo the town. We just get a ton of money.
Or we just come in here and kill you and take it, but then she would surrender it outright. But that's where you kind of like, if we were to still give her a more fair price, like she'd be willing to budge if we had enough leverage. I think and I think in the situation of like we got them dead to rights, like we have plenty of leverage here.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's I'm. I don't know. I'm not sure I particularly care for like this peaceful
ambiguity.
Resolution. I mean, it's nice that like
wholesome.
I think it's just like okay, you hear her out and like you're willing to just like let it go, and just like okay, here's the book. Sorry, we didn't mean like I genuinely feel bad about it. Like.
But like I said, had I been in the room, I would have killed her. I still would have killed her.
Yeah.
Or like try to take her in non-lethally, but that would have just ended up in a fight, and then we would have had to fight our way out. But since I was in, the course of our narration, of being like the loudmouth who would destroy negotiations, like I stayed out of it. So then, we don't go that course, which is kind of an interesting, like, plots of events that wound us where we did.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's set this final scene then. You guys are.
Let's go to Heat's Hot Drinks to wrap up the night.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go to the scribe, I guess, right?
Yeah. Let's just say like you make your way back to Candlekeep.
I'm down.
Yeah. So you make your way back, and you're at the gates. They're like asking you to present your books for submission to enter the thing. Like, what do you tell them?
So on the walk there, I want to clarify something with Cause. So like I tell you outright, considering you're both like of a shifter, were Therian kind of race.
Hmm.
I clarify with you if there was a deal made on protecting her, her anonymity through this. Otherwise, like I fully
Yeah.
have all intention of like reporting everything that happened
I
to
would
the
say
guard.
we keep this anonymous.
But like you still want to report it just anonymously, or like you don't we tripped and found all the books, kind of thing.
I think with the way we would say it happened is we did find the stall that was selling the books, but they appeared to be under some sort of spell where they were not able to talk about it. So they literally just could not tell us anything.
Yeah. Okay.
But they guaranteed that these were the original. And we verified that ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
if you
cheap.
do like a detect magic on them or anything like that, like they're not magical at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just books.
Cool. So with that in mind, having that conversation in mind, walking there, the scribe comes over. I have all three books, and say, like we completed our mission and our investigation. However, the result may be a little more inconclusive than you would actually like. Turns out it was just a bunch of backyard swindlers, but nothing that we couldn't handle. And then I hand him the three books.
Awesome.
And
Yeah. So he says, "Oh, like he thinks you says, "Oh, I really appreciate that. That's fantastic. That you got those. I think on that note, we could actually let Valor out of her contract." And like he shouts over, like you see Valor's like just like sweeping up some like crap in the middle of just like some random like dirt and stuff in the middle of the court of air, and um, she says, "Wait, what? Let me, what? I can go? You saying I can leave?" He's like, "Yeah,
and
you're good."
before he says that, like I tap him, I was like, actually, we have some use of her services for our next adventure. And then I grin, and then fades to black. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No,
Dramatic endpoint.
yeah, no. So I get to do that. No, so yeah, so uh, Valor goes, "Good. I've wasted enough time in this damn place. I just missed the asshole I was looking for too." And she goes to walk. She goes to walk off, and uh, she goes to walk off, and or sorry, the scribe, hands you the, what was it, the helm of comprehend languages.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll pull that, and then you guys can figure out who that, like what character that goes to, and you can keep that on that guy. Um, and so he hands you the helm of comprehend languages, and then we get the shot over of her like, obviously like a little while later, and she's like leaving. She's leaving Candlekeep, and she's got like got a bunch of gear on, like a bunch of like plate mail, and she's got like a big ass sword on her back, and she um, she crumples up a note and like drops it on the ground. Good, at least it wasn't a complete waste of time. And you see like a couple of bloodstains on it, and it pans down, and you see the name Gadriel.
Oh.
Oh. And then we
Wait.
fade to black.
So that's a hit on Gadriel? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
She's a bounty
Sounds
hunter?
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a bounty hunter.
Gadriel the bounty hunter.
Well, no, Gadriel was
Gabriel
Volk.
was killed.
Oh.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That I didn't know.
Dun dun dun.
Bwomp, bwomp,
Dun, dun,
bwomp.
dun.
Well, All right.
End credits music.
Yeah, Cosmic, get some end credits music. Thanks.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
No, not that one. It's copyrighted.
And Mickey Mouse had turned around.
Mickey
but now
Squad!
he's on his way back.
Oh,
Oh man.
I can see him out the window. It's just loaded the rifle. Yeah. So, all right. So that's episode 2. We got like 5 minutes to kill on chatting about it. So, what's everybody's thoughts? That was an interesting.
I really didn't expect it to end that way, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
I was fully ready for a bloodbath to happen.
Yeah, I was ready. Like I said, I was going to burn the whole block down.
Yeah, I felt
That's
like I
why
was
waiting
walking on
outside.
eggshells the whole time.
100%. I thought that was gonna happen too, but when like you just walked him in by yourself, and I saw how much time we had left, and then like I was like, oh, this is gonna be some shit. Like they're gonna have to run in and all. And then I was like reading through the like block, and it's like, okay, so if accompanying them, she'll take you to the study, and then it was like, okay, once in the study, if they hear them out, then blah blah blah. I'm like,
Yeah, it ended surprisingly wholesomely.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm happy. We've got allies in that city now.
I mean, yeah, like potentially, like if bring that character back or these characters back. I would say he's probably specifically Tsuki would be.
Yeah,
probably I'd be able to call us. The other, probably not as much.
I'm still quite the enemy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably don't go back to that city because the guards don't like me. Even though I made some of them very rich, but
I'm not welcome in that city anymore.
They probably welcome you back any day.
Any day you want to be carrying way too much money on your person, they'll welcome you back.
Yeah, that's the Flaming Fist for you. They're not known for being the most upstanding of guards.
I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of ran out of steam a little bit once I blew my load of attacking a guard with a sack full of money. Like that was my ultimate move, basically.
He peaked in that moment.
I peaked in that moment.
I'm happy I had my 2 moments to shine. The first, ripping the jugular out, and then the second, just sliding through that conversation.
Yeah, that's a weird contrast that character had, right?
Yeah.
So, like, one scene where you're like this fucking brutal monster, right? And then the end is you just like having a reasonable conversation with another person who's also misunderstood.
Background.
Yeah, having like and misunderstood about the same kind of sensitive topic, right? Like they're both wanting to just integrate into society peacefully and live happily ever after, and that's what Koss is looking for, and that's all that person was looking for too.
Yeah, they just want to sell their books for the most part, be left alone, and get together 1,000 gold diamond to resurrect their Lamia master person, patron.
Yeah.
Probably patron would be closer to that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So like, happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Also, Fuj, Lamia is like top half body of a girl, bottom half body of a snake.
In D&D?
Oh, I don't know about D&D. Hold on.
Yeah, D&D
I would
is
assume
weird. Actually, you know what?
Oh, you're right. What the hell?
Yeah, it's the other one. So
yeah, that's a lion lady.
Yeah, I forget because I actually watched a video on like this, like the history of Lamias and like why they are the things that they are. I know like this concept is like incredibly old. Like, I think the Babylonians had like figures like this, like in real life. I think it was Babylonian. It was like that Mesopotamian area. They had like stuff like this. So this like concept of like a lion with like basically a centaur, but the bottom half is a lion, not a horse, is like real old.
It's like the Sphinx, right?
Yeah, it's basically that's what the Sphinx is. Like that's pretty much what it is. Like determining that they're like different things is like maybe not, maybe they are, maybe they're not. But like it's one of those like cultural icon things that's kind of been through a lot of different cultures over time. So Yeah, Lamias are pretty interesting. If you want to learn about them, go Google D&D Lamias, and there's like a ton of videos about like what they are and what their deal is. Also, look up Jackalwares because I'm gonna go watch a video about Jackalware lore right after this because I think that's super cool and I want to know more about like how that works. So yeah, good episode, guys.
Yeah.
We did
Any,
it.
Good shit.
We did it.
Any closing notes? Anything anybody wants to toss out?
I got nothing.
Remember, Koss, I would have burnt down the whole city block for you.
He would have burned
Nice.
that building down with you in it for you.
Plan A was to just no. It wouldn't have just been the building because it was so dilapidated. I would have wildfired that bitch and really burn it down. To just so they couldn't trace it back to me.
The way
Small
it's described,
arson
yeah,
is
probably.
tractable. Big arson harder to track. So that was my kind of thought process. But luckily we didn't have to resort to Plan A. So good job, Koss.
There's
Nice.
probably a mage somewhere in Baldur's Gate. I would bet a whole lot of money on it. That could just like conjure a thunderstorm. Just
True.
put out the whole district. Just like
But
okay, it's raining now. Like fire's gone. We're good.
But the distraction would have been enough to save Koss.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
kind of
For
the plan.
Yeah.
Or burn him alive, either or.
Or,
Yeah.
yeah, depending on rolls.
Had I transformed, I would have gotten a good bit of temp health. I would have been okay.
Yeah, he would have been.
At least when they broke down the door.
Yeah, you'd have been fine. All right, let's.
My closing note is to tune in to Fuge tomorrow for a Papers, Please stream.
Figures what time is that going to be at?
I allegedly get off work at 2. I almost never get out of work on time, so I don't want to put a hard number on that. Let's say 4. When is the raid? So the raid is 6:30 my time.
Yeah.
So 4 gives me 2.5 hours. So I can do Papers, Please for like 2 hours, and then give me like 30 minutes to like eat some dinner real quick before raid. That seems reasonable.
Yes.
That seems reasonable, or do the people want 3 hours?
I think you got 25 subs. This deserves a little more than 2 hours.
I think at the
That's
very
fair.
least you need to revisit it another day in addition to tomorrow.
Yeah, I
That's
think you
fair.
have to do something tomorrow, but you got to schedule a little longer.
Yeah.
But have
Yeah.
you ever
Alright.
played 3 hours of Papers, Please? Jesus.
No, I
I don't know.
haven't. Despite what this guy right here keeps asking me. No, I haven't played 3 hours of Papers, Please.
Despite the fact that I've seen you play Papers, Please almost every time you stream.
Incorrect. That's literally every other game.
Well.
But, yeah. Okay, well, that's going to be it for this episode of, what is this episode called? Candlekeep Mysteries, episode 2. Come back again tomorrow for another stream. And most importantly, come back next Friday evening. Yes, Friday evening for episode 3. Cool?